The beef between Cameron and Melyssa Ford is heating up, and we all know what she said about him. Basically, Cameron told a story that happened in the 90s when him and Mace were teenagers. They went into a prostitution house and they were just expressing what happened. They were underage and they shouldn't have been in there. But Melyssa Ford took a really good shot at Cameron, and she was saying, hey, how didn't we know that those girls were underage? Now, again, Joe Budden was coming to the defense of Cameron, but let me just talk about this. The fact that Joe Budden has a pre-recorded podcast, it completely meant that all he had to do was edit out that clip. And I never thought about it until I talked to Brother George Macon about it today. That's something that could have been edited out. Basically, because so many podcasts are live, I'll be forgetting that this one is pre-recorded. But like a BAN, Joe Budden let it rock. But Cameron has responded to Melyssa Ford. She did give an apology, but now he went on Instagram Live and actually really talked about how he felt.
During one of our shows, I was talking about how me and Mace in the 90s, which I was talking about, the actual year I was talking about was 1992. We was in a and we just laughing, having fun. And we saying, whatever, we was in Mace, Mace don't always give me permission to talk about our old stories because, he's a man of God and he got other going on, but he remembers his past sometimes, so sometimes he's let me talk. Anyway, I'm talking about this time, we in the house and all that. Talking about, we slid all this. Cool, whatever. I see a clip where on Joe Budden's podcast where Melyssa Ford is talking about, it might have been underage girls in there. First of all, I only like older. Second of all, was 1992. We was underage. That's A and B. We wasn't supposed to be in there. We wasn't 18. I just turned my 16. I ain't even defending myself on that nonsense. You're not even from this country. I don't know what the was going on in the houses in Canada or wherever you from or wherever they on, wherever you from. We not on that. I ain't even going into that. More of the story, she said it. Knowing the times we in, Joe Buttons and them went in on her or whatever. They're like, yo, that's some serious allegations, this, that, and the third. But they didn't edit it out. So from two things I take from that, they either threw her under the bus or they said, let's get the ratings or whatever they want to do. Either way it came out, it could have been edited out. It wasn't live like I'm doing live right now. So I ignored it because it's nonsense. So I ignored it. We said a little something on our show, but we don't get that. We don't give this type of energy I'm doing on live, that type of business on our show, man. Our show is sports and our fun. So this energy don't go on our show. This cam energy on my own personal time. So we said a little something. I ain't even say nothing. I said, fuck the bitch. I don't know what she talking about, whatever. So yesterday, whatever day, she issues an apology. I'm like, nah, don't apologize. Because I was going to address it when I felt like addressing it. But the reason I addressed it yesterday is because it's like, yo, you say that foul because that's some foul to say. Man felt like that, like, and the times we in for you to make them type of allegations, don't know what the fuck you talking about? You serious? Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Anyway, she tried to apologize, and I said to myself, nah, because if I address it in a month or whenever I felt like addressing it, people are going to be like, oh, Kim, she apologized, leave it alone. You can't just say like that, and 3 days later, 2 days later, be like, oh, my bad, I wasn't thinking. You damn right you wasn't thinking. You wasn't thinking. Y'all shouldn't have said that. That's some serious allegations. Why say that in the beginning? You're not even from here. You're not even from this country. I could have went straight to iced tea in the bathroom for $2,000 when you was doing waitressing. I didn't even go there. You used to in the bathroom. The Kit Kat Club, one of them old club. Stop. You're a video vixen.
So let me just go into detail. First of all, I feel he's 100% right. No matter how you feel about what he was saying, I only got a problem with one thing. The fact that he mentioned that when she was waitressing in California, Ice-T took her in the back of the room and booty clapping sounds. Yeah, for $2,000. I felt that was really weak because that didn't need to be explained at all. Because first of all, Ice-T don't have anything to do with this. So I don't know why Cameron is putting Ice-T in the mix, just like, Melyssa Ford put him in the mix. So what happens if Ice-T starts coming down on Cameron? Now you got an internet beef when he really owes Ice-T an apology for all of that, unless Ice-T publicly has said that out there. But even if he did say it out there, it's not for him to go out there and repeat it. But second of all, women need to understand what kind of day and time that we're in. And basically, just because, you want to go viral or you want to protect women, why would you try to paint something about this man that's not true? And I'm going to give you an example of how deadly something like that can be. Rewind, Demo. So anybody remember the story about Matt Ariza? Matt Ariza was signed for the Buffalo Bills. He was a 6th round draft pick and he had been selected from San Diego State. Now, this guy was killing it during the preseason, making all kinds of punts. He was doing things. He was doing very well. Then somebody said that he was implicated in a gang or a P, E, and then he got booted out the league. Guess what? We found out from this young woman that the guy was not even there at the time. All right. But you know what? For this guy, he can't get back in the league. There's no reason why he shouldn't be playing right now. He wasn't even at the party anymore. He had nothing to do with it. But this situation here has pretty much ruined his career. But what about the lady? Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do it. I covered another story about Duty Low. Anybody remember Duty Low? Matter of fact, rewind, Dima. Duty Low, OTF Duty Low, is a guy from Chicago, right? He was dating this chick by the name of FTN Bay. Now, FTN Bay is a single mom, also a rapper. Now, what did she do? She recorded her son saying that, Duty Low had did something to the son, put some staples in, the place where you're supposed to use the restroom at. That is exactly what she said about Duty Low. And guess what? It basically stopped a lot of his progress. People started going out there, calling him this, calling him that. People wanted to kill him. We found out that wasn't true. He won an $11 million lawsuit against her for defamation of character, or basically for lying on him, right? But guess what? His career will be partly impacted from that lie. And Melyssa Ford doesn't have any proof. She's just saying that. Now, this is something that Brother Cameron's going to have to get used to. They're hot right now. He was hot as a rapper. That's one thing. When you're hot as a podcaster, that's another. Let me explain why before we get to the end of this video. By the way, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell when your boy come online. When you're a rapper or a famous celebrity, people don't really come after you like that so much because, some of these guys from the 90s, they're kind of like, off the grid. We know you're still famous, but you're off the grid. Unless you do something really stupid, you're off the grid. The problem is that Cameron and Mace are now content creators. They've got into the dirty game of content creators, right? And content creators are jealous. Other podcasts feel threatened by them. So people are always going to come after them because of look at who they got on the show. Listen, man, they're bringing in a lot of people into the show. They got Nick Saban was just there. I mean, they had Stephen A. Smith was there. They've had a lot of people on there. I believe they've had so many folks on the pod, man, and it's just really been building. Maurice Claret, everybody that Joe Budden can get, they can get, and they're actually funnier. And all they do is talk about sports. But now all the other sports podcasts is just out the game, and they got 30 million rather really quick. And Joe Budden is not what these guys are. I'm sorry. They're funny. They are in the game. They're entertaining as hell. And guess what? Now you got that you know what I'm saying, that target on your back. So it wasn't like you were when you were a famous person. No, now you got the haters too, and the haters are coming out. And I think that Joe Budden is a hater, because if he wasn't, he would have clipped that thing. But that's jealousy, and they need to understand this is what happens when you want to get in these YouTube streets. You know, like Mac Dre used to say, the game is thick. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.